The House will come to order. Prayer by the chaplain.
Would you join me in prayer? However you and your tradition may understand this time when we turn away from ourselves and towards, we trust, a higher wisdom. We come together at this hour, O God, a togetherness happening as we have become so accustomed to in this pandemic period, through electrons rather than physical presence, a manner of meeting which we devoutly hope will end soon. Yet whether through modern communication technology or through traditional physical presence, the work of this body and all such bodies in cities and counties of our state remains the same, bringing together the people's representatives to be about the people's business, the business of our communities and of our state. Even though these representatives may be sitting alone, may they all remember that it is the common good they seek, not individual reputation or fame. May they remember that all things can be accomplished when we remember the goal is not personal credit, but public benefit. At this time of national spotlight on our state and on the state of justice here and across our nation, may all strive to show the wisdom and judgment expected of those to whom much responsibility has been given, and from whom then much is expected. For each moment we are given in life offers opportunity to live out who we would be, not who we too often are. May this day, may this session of the Minnesota House of Representatives be a time to show forth what our varied traditions call faith and hope and charity. Not that these are simple things in the context of combative politics, but they remain the verities that must guide all we do. In the name of the Holy One, we ask these things. Amen.
The chaplain for today is Reverend Bill Dabney from Valley Community Presbyterian Church, Golden Valley, Minnesota. Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing and recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Members, when the chief clerk takes the roll to establish a quorum, please state your name, your location slowly and clearly, and that you are present. Members using the remote voting application should also press the green or yes button. The clerk will take the roll.
Acom.
Acom, Minnetonka, present.
Acom, Minnetonka, present. Agbadge.
Agbadge, Minneapolis, present.
Agbadge, Minneapolis, present. Ackland.
Ackland, St. Paul, present.
Ackland, St. Paul, present. Albright.
Albright, Prior Lake, present.
Albright, Prior Lake, present. Anderson.
Anderson, St. Paul, present.
Anderson, St. Paul, present. Backer.
Backer, Browns Valley, present.
Backer, Browns Valley, present. Bonner.
Bonner, Maple Grove, present.
Bonner, Maple Grove, present. Barr.
Barr, East Bethel, present.
Barr, East Bethel, present. Baker. Baker. Becker Finn.
Becker Finn, Roseville, present.
Becker Finn, Roseville, present. Bennett.
Bennett, St. Paul, present.
Bennett, St. Paul, present. Berg.
Berg, St. Paul, present.
Berg, St. Paul, present. Bernardi.
Bernardi, New Brighton, present.
Bernardi, New Brighton, present. Bierman.
Bierman, Apple Valley, present.
Bierman, Apple Valley, present. Bliss. Bliss. Bow.
Bo Chaska, present.
Bow, Chaska, present. Bolden.
Bolden, St. Paul, present.
Bolden, St. Paul, present. Burkle.
Burkle, St. Paul, present.
Burkle, St. Paul, present. Carlson.
Carlson, Bloomington, present.
Carlson, Bloomington, present. Christensen.
Christensen Stillwater, present.
Christensen Stillwater, present. Daniels.
Daniels, St. Paul, present.
Daniels, St. Paul, present. Daudt. Daudt. Davids.
David, St. Paul, present.
David, St. Paul, present. Davney.
Davney, Minneapolis, present.
Davney, Minneapolis, present. Damuth.
Damuth, Cold Spring, present.
Damuth, Cold Spring, present. Detmer.
Detmer, Forest Lake, present.
Detmer, Forest Lake, present. Drazkowski.
Druskowski, Winona, present.
Drazkowski, Winona, present. Eklund.
Eklund, St. Paul, present.
Eklund, St. Paul, present. Edelson.
Edelson, Edina, present.
Edelson, Edina, present. Elkins.
Elkins, St. Paul, present.
Elkins, St. Paul, present. Erickson.
Erickson, St. Paul, present.
Erickson, St. Paul, present. Feist.
Feist, Minneapolis, present.
Feist, Minneapolis, present. Fisher.
Fisher, Maplewood, present.
Fisher, Maplewood, present. Frankie.
Frankie, St. Paul Park, present.
Frankie, St. Paul Park, present. Franzen.
Franson, Alexandria Township, present.
Franzen, Alexandria Township, present. Frazier.
Frazier, New Hope, present.
Frazier, New Hope, present. Frederick.
Frederick, St. Paul, present.
Frederick, St. Paul, present. Freiburg.
Freiburg, Golden Valley, present.
Freiburg, Golden Valley, present. Garofalo.
Garofalo, Farmington, present.
Garofalo, Farmington, present. Gomez.
Gomez, Shakopee, present.
Gomez, Shakopee, present. Green.
Green, Foston, present.
Green, Foston, present. Greenman.
Greenman, St. Paul, present.
Greenman, St. Paul, present. Grossel, excused. Grunhagen.
Grunhagen, New Auburn Township, present.
Grunhagen. Norman Township.
Grunhagen, New Auburn Township, present.
Norman? Norman Township, present. Haley, excused. Hamilton.
Hamilton, St. Paul, present.
Hamilton, St. Paul, present. Hanson R.
Hanson R. Harmony, present.
Hanson R. Harmony, present. Hanson J.
Hanson J, St. Paul, present.
Hanson J. St. Paul, present. Hassan.
Hassan, Minneapolis, present.
Hassan, Minneapolis, present. Houseman.
Houseman, St. Paul, present.
Houseman, St. Paul, present. Heinrich.
Heinrich Anoka, present.
Heinrich Anoka, present. Heinzman.
Heinzman, Nisswa, present.
Heinzman, Nisswa, present. Her, St. Paul, present. Hertos.
Hertos, Greenfield, present.
Hertos, Greenfield, present. Hollins.
Collins, St. Paul, present.
Hollins, St. Paul, present. Hornstein.
Hornstein, Minneapolis, present.
Hornstein, Minneapolis, present. Howard.
Howard, Richfield, present.
Howard, Richfield, present. Hewitt. Hewitt, St. Paul, present. Hewitt, St. Paul, present. Igo.
Igo, St. Paul, present.
Igo, St. Paul, present. Johnson.
Johnson, St. Paul, present.
Johnson, St. Paul, present. Jordan. Jordan. Jurgens.
Jurgens, Cottage Grove, present.
Jurgens, Cottage Grove, present. Keeler.
Keeler, St. Paul, present.
Keeler, St. Paul, present. Keel. Excused. Cleavorn.
Cleavorn, Plymouth, present.
Cleavorn, Plymouth, present. Cagle.
Cagle, Spring Lake Park, present.
Cagle, Spring Lake Park, present. Katiza Watun.
Tiza Watun, Eden Prairie, present.
Katiza Watun, Eden Prairie, present. Kosnick.
Cosmic, St. Paul, present.
Kosnick, St. Paul, present. Creshaw. Creshaw, St. Paul, present. Lee. Lee.
Lee, St. Paul, present.
Lee, St. Paul, present. Liebling.
Liebling, Rochester, present.
Liebling, Rochester, present. Lilly.
Lily,
North St. Paul, present.
Lily, North St. Paul, present. Lippert,
Lippert, St. Paul, present.
Lippert, St. Paul, present. Lislegard,
Lislegard, St. Paul, present.
Lislegard, St. Paul, present. Long,
Long, St. Paul, present.
Long, St. Paul, present. Lucero,
Lucero, Minneapolis, present.
Lucero, Minneapolis, present. Lewick,
Lewick, St. Paul, present.
Lewick, St. Paul, present. Mariani,
Mariani, St. Paul, present.
Mariani, St. Paul, present. Markward, Markward, let's try that again. Markward,
Markwart, Dilworth, present.
Markward, Dilworth, present. Mason,
Mason, Egan, present.
Mason, Egan, present. McDonald, McDonald, Mecklin,
Mecklen, Becker Township, present.
Mecklin, Becker Township, present. Miller,
Miller, Prinsburg, present.
Miller, Prinsburg, present. Moeller,
Moeller, Shoreview, present.
Moeller, Shoreview, present. Moran,
Moran, St. Paul, present.
Moran, St. Paul, present. Morrison,
Morrison, Deep Haven, present.
Morrison, Deep Haven, present. Mortensen,
Mortensen, Shakopee, present.
Mortensen, Shakopee, present. Mueller, Mueller, St. Paul, present. Munson, Munson, Murphy,
Murphy, Hermantown, present.
Murphy, Hermantown, present. Nash,
Nash, Waconia, present.
Nash, Waconia, present. Nelson M,
Nelson M., Brooklyn Park, present.
Nelson M, Brooklyn Park, present. Nelson N,
Nelson N., Clover Township, present.
Nelson N, Clover Township, present. New Brindley,
New Brindley, North Branch, present.
New Brindley, North Branch, present. Newer,
No, Minneapolis, present.
Newer, Minneapolis, present. Novotny,
Novotny, St. Paul, present.
Novotny, St. Paul, present. O'Driscoll, excused. Olson B,
Olson B., Burnsville, present.
Olson B, Burnsville, present. Olson L,
Olson L. Duluth, present.
Olson L, Duluth, present. O'Neill,
O'Neill, Maple Lake, present.
O'Neill, Maple Lake, present. Pulowski,
Pulowski, Winona, present.
Pulowski, Winona, present. Petersburg,
Petersburg, St. Paul, present.
Petersburg, St. Paul, present. Farr,
Farr, LeSueur, present.
Farr, LeSueur, present. Pearson,
Pearson, Rochester Township, present.
Pearson, Rochester Township, present. Pinto,
Pinto, St. Paul, present.
Pinto, St. Paul, present. Poston,
Poston, Lakeshore, present.
Poston, Lakeshore, present. Pryor,
Pryor, Duluth, present.
Pryor, Duluth, present. Quam,
Quam, Byron, present.
Quam, Byron, present. Raleigh,
Raleigh, St. Paul, present.
Raleigh, St. Paul, present. Rasmussen, Rasmussen, St. Paul, present. Ryer,
Pryor, Egan, present.
Ryer, Egan, present. Richardson,
Richardson, Mendota Heights, present.
Richardson, Mendota Heights, present. Robbins, Robbins, St. Paul, present. Sandell,
Sandell, Woodbury, present.
Sandell, Woodbury, present. Sandsted,
Sandsted, Hibbing, present.
Sandsted, Hibbing, present. Schumacher,
Schumacher, Laverne, present.
Schumacher, Laverne, present. Schultz,
Schultz, St. Paul, present.
Schultz, St. Paul, present. Scott, excused. Stevenson,
Stevenson, St. Paul, present. From Coon Rapids, present.
Stevenson, Coon Rapids, present. Sundin,
Sundin, Carlton County, present.
Sundin, Carlton County, present. Swazinski,
Swazinski, Nordland Township, present.
Swazinski, Norland Township, present. Tice,
Heiss, St. Paul, present.
Tice, St. Paul, present. Thompson, Thompson.
Thompson, St. Paul, present.
Thompson, St. Paul, present. Torkelson.
Torkelson, St. Paul, present.
Torkelson, St. Paul, present. Erdahl.
Erdahl, St. Paul, present.
Erdahl, St. Paul, present. Vang.
Vang, Brooklyn Center, present.
Vang, Brooklyn Center, present. Waslewick.
Waslewick, White Bear Township, present.
Waslewick, White Bear Township, present. West.
West Blaine, present.
West, Blaine, present. Winkler. Winkler, St. Paul, present. Wolgamott. Wolgamott, St. Paul, present. Zhang Jie.
Sean J. St. Paul, present.
Zhang Jie, St. Paul, present. Zhang T.
Zhang T. Maplewood, present.
Zhang T. Maplewood, present. Joachim.
Joachim Hopkins, present.
Joachim Hopkins, present. Speaker Hartman. Speaker Hartman, St. Paul, present. Baker.
Baker, present. St. Paul.
Baker, St. Paul, present. Bliss. Bliss.
Bliss, St. Paul, present.
Bliss, St. Paul, present. Daudt.
Daudt, Spencer Brook, present.
Daudt, Spencer Brook, present. Jordan.
Jordan, Minneapolis, present.
Jordan, Minneapolis, present. McDonald. McDonald. Munson.
Munson, Lincoln Township, present.
Munson, Lincoln Township, present.
A quorum is present. The clerk will read the journal of the preceding day.
Journal of the House, 92nd session, 2021, 21st day, St. Paul, Minnesota, Monday, March 8th, 2021.
Without objection, further reading of the journal will be dispensed with, and the journal will be approved as corrected by the chief clerk. Hearing no objection, the journal is approved as corrected by the chief clerk. Reports of standing committees and divisions. A copy of this order of business is online. If there is no objection, we will take action, and the reports will be adopted. Hearing no objection, the reports are adopted. Introduction of bills. The following House files have been offered for introduction today. The chief clerk will report the House files and give them their first reading.
Introduction of first reading of House Files 2036 through 2080.
First reading, House Files 2036 through 2080. Messages from the Senate.
Message from the Senate, Madam Speaker. I hereby announce the passage by the Senate of the following Senate files herewith transmitted. Senate file numbers 395, 440, and 1354.
First reading of Senate files.
First reading, Senate file number 395, an act relating to domestic abuse. Moeller moved that Senate file number 395 and House file number 113, now on the general register, be referred to the chief clerk for comparison.
Without objection, so ordered.
First reading, Senate file number 440, an act relating to real property. Hollins moved that Senate file number 440 and House file number 418, now on the general register, be referred to the chief clerk for comparison.
Without objection, so ordered.
First reading, Senate file number 1354, an act relating to public safety. Mariani moved that Senate file number 1354 and House file number 445, now laid on the table, be referred to the chief clerk for comparison.
Without objection, so ordered. Motions and resolutions. There are copies of the non-controversial motions at the House desk and online. If there's no objection, we will take action on these motions first. Hearing no objection, the motions prevail.
New Brindley moves that House Concurrent Resolution number 1 be recalled from the Committee on Rules and Legislative Administration and be placed upon its adoption.
The member from Chisago, Representative New Brindley.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. I make this motion today for many reasons, but here we are approaching 1 year on on Saturday of the governor's emergency powers. And interestingly, our numbers are actually better now and heading in the right direction. They're declining than they were a year ago. And they were heading in the wrong direction when the governor instituted his emergency powers. And instead of dealing with the governor's emergency powers in committee today, in Rules Committee, we were talking about punishing staff for not wearing masks when we have almost 100% compliance at all times. We're doing these solutions in search of a problem. It's just bizarre what we're doing right now. You know, at the beginning of this session, over 2 months ago, we were told that, you know, we obviously couldn't take away the emergency powers from the governor immediately. It would take a couple of weeks to prepare properly, to make sure that the different executive orders were dealt with in a way they needed to be dealt with. A couple of weeks. And here we are almost 2 months later, and we have a committee dedicated to this that's completely slow rolling the process and not actually making any movement to bringing the legislature back to its role as a co-equal branch of government. By comparison, to give some of the data, Minnesota is lagging behind other states for events and restaurant restrictions, these kinds of things. We have by far the most restrictive measures in place in the Midwest. And last week, even Deep Blue Connecticut lifted their capacity restrictions on their residents. New York moved to 75% capacity limits for restaurants outside of New York City. Maine has lifted restaurant capacity restrictions. Several states have made moves to allow fans to return to sporting events, including with Democrat governors. In Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers can have fans in their stands. In New York, the Rangers and Islanders. In Colorado, the Rockies announced they're going to have fans back. In Wisconsin, our neighbors, the Milwaukee Brewers, are going to have more than 10,000 fans in the stands. North Carolina, New Jersey, Nevada, they're all welcoming hockey fans back for the year. Even California is taking steps to have fans back at sporting events. And those are just the teams in Democrat-run states. There's countless other examples of fans being allowed indoors and outdoors for months without issue. And in addition, Minnesota is just one of 3 states nationwide in the entire country. Minnesota is one of just 3 states that still requires our businesses to work remotely. It is well past time to allow businesses who want to safely bring back employees to be able to do so. I mean, when we are one of 3 states, we are not serving our businesses, we're not serving our employees, we are not serving Minnesotans well right now. Everyone's thrilled to hear that apparently the governor has given sort of this, quote, quiet approval to the Twins to move forward with having fans back in the stands. But we're once again frustrated that our constituents, the folks who are contacting us, when are those same moves going to be made for our wedding venues, our event centers, our businesses? These businesses are not getting the same consideration. They are not getting that same quiet approval to start their planning. And once again, instead of a public, transparent process involving the legislature, we have sources in the governor's office who signal these moves and what's going to happen through the press. We don't even get this information as legislators. We don't even get the consideration of letting us know so that we can communicate with our constituents, and Minnesotans deserve better than that. It is past time for the other side of the aisle to join us and vote to end the governor's emergency powers. It is time to reopen Minnesota, restore balance in state government, and act like the leaders your constituents elected you to be. And I would ask for a yes vote on the motion.
Discussion to the New Brindley motion. The member from Hennepin, Representative Winkler.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I ask for a no vote. Representative New Brindley made a series of, I think, inaccurate statements about the actions of the committee today and the action of Representative Pulowski's Legislative Reform Committee and what is actually happening in Minnesota. If members are interested, a bill passed out of the Legislative Reform Committee Friday. We anticipate moving that bill to likely a health committee for a hearing. The bill would allow businesses to open up based on criteria related to health. And we are doing so in conjunction with the administration based on public testimony and the involvement of the legislature and full transparency, which is exactly what you have said that you have wanted. So we have passed a bill, and we are continuing to work it through the legislative process. So it is not accurate to say that the legislature is not involved and is not getting information. The governor is not requiring businesses to work remotely. It is requiring businesses to work remotely if they can safely and effectively do so. So we actually are creating an opportunity for businesses to provide some flexibility in how they conduct their operations for the goal of maintaining safety. We do not have 100% compliance with mask use in the Minnesota House, far from it. And the conversation in the Rules Committee today did not indicate that we had 100% mask compliance today in committee. So that is also not accurate. Members, we have an opportunity to work on a bill that would allow businesses to open up based on objective health criteria. We are getting closer to the point in time when it will be safe for us to meet in person, where it would be safe for businesses to be fully open, schools to be fully open, and for us to return to normal life. But we are not there. We do not want to fumble the football this close to the goal line. But that is exactly what this motion is continuing to ask us to do. For 9 months, you have been performing end zone dances while thousands of Minnesotans have died. We are not there. We have not been there. Your story has been the same this whole time, and you are not leading us to a better solution. Stay involved in the legislative process like you say you want to be, and we will actually get through this together. Please vote no.
The member from Morrison, Representative Kresha.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And just quickly, part of the legislative process is actually voting, and with that, I'd ask for a roll call.
The member from Hennepin, Representative Robbins.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just want to rise and address what the majority leader said. He said, quote, "The governor does not require people to work remotely." And the current executive orders that are still on the books say that work that can be done from home must be done from home. And that has been reaffirmed in 2 other executive orders since the original executive order. I have a bill, HF 1613, which would just repeal that section that says if you can work from home, you must. And that would help our businesses so much. So many people have reached out to me. That executive order, by the way, the must work from home clause applies even to essential industries. And I've had so many people reach out to me and ask for us to take that one clause out so that they could start safely planning for returning to work. Businesses have learned so much during this pandemic. They know how to work safely. They know how to bring their employees back. People would still have to follow the social distancing and masking requirements and capacity requirements, but people can start to safely bring their workers back, and we should be moving in that direction. So I just want to correct the record on that, and I urge people to co-author my bill so we can get this moving and allow businesses to start bringing people back safely. Work can be done safely from the office again. Thank you.
Representative Kresha, I wanted to double check. I'm informed that you requested a roll call. Representative Kresha.
Madam Chair, Madam Speaker, I would like to request a roll call.
Representative Kresha requests a roll call on the motion to pull House Concurrent Resolution number 1 from the Rules Committee. There are not 15 members in the chamber, so if you would like to raise your hand as a member, please send an email with the subject line hands to hands@house.mn. There are 15 hands. There will be a roll call. Discussion to the motion. The member from Isanti, Representative Daudt.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I was only trying to make the motion to have a roll call, and that was taken care of. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Representative New Brindley.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I appreciate the opportunity to close discussion on the bill. I'm a little dumbfounded by Representative Winkler's comments, actually. First of all, for the misrepresentation of what I said, and second, for the lack of transparency in what is actually happening in this body regarding emergency powers. You know, Representative Robbins mentioned her bill that would allow businesses to work safely again at their places of business. And that bill has not even gotten a hearing in committee in this body. It has not even gotten a hearing. We are not doing our jobs as the House of Representatives to represent our constituents in this pandemic. We are not doing our jobs, and we are not being advocates for our businesses and our constituents in the way that we need to as a co-equal branch of government. And members, I would request a yes vote.
Representative, what did she ask for? Sorry, having a little bit difficulty hearing everyone at all times in this position. There being no further discussion on the motion, the clerk will take the roll on the motion. Members voting remotely, please vote.
Kick them all over to me, Colin.
Will the clerk please call the names of all those members who have not voted yet?
Daudt.
Daudt votes aye.
Daudt, aye. Davids.
David's aye.
Davids, aye. Davney.
Davney, no.
Davney, no. Detmer.
Detmer, aye.
Detmer, aye. Drazkowski.
Oskowski, aye.
Drazkowski, aye. Feist.
Feist, no.
Feist, no. Fisher.
Fisher, no.
Fisher, no. Franzen.
Franson, yes.
Franzen, aye. Gomez.
Gomez,
Gomez. Grunhagen.
Grunehagen, aye.
Grunhagen, aye. Hamilton.
Hamilton, aye. No.
Hamilton?
Hamilton, aye.
Hamilton, aye. Hanson, R.
Hanson, R, no.
Hanson, R, no. Hassan.
No.
Hassan, no. Hausman.
Hausman, no.
Hausman, no. Heinrich.
Heinrich, aye.
Heinrich, aye. Hornstein.
Hornstein, no.
Hornstein, no. Jordan.
Jordan, no.
Jordan, no. Jurgens.
Jurgens votes aye.
Jurgens, aye. Lee.
Lee, no.
Lee, no. Lucero.
Lucero, yes.
Lucero, aye. Mariani.
Mariani, no.
Mariani, no. Mason.
Mason, no.
Mason, no. McDonald.
McDonald, yes.
McDonald, aye. Miller.
Miller, aye.
Miller, aye. Munson.
Munson, aye.
Munson, aye. Nash.
Nash, aye.
Nash, aye. Pryor.
Pryor, no.
Pryor, no. Sandsted.
Sandsted, no.
Sandsted, no. Schumacher.
Schumacher, aye.
Schumacher, aye. Stevenson.
Stevenson, no.
Stevenson, no. Sundin.
Sundin, no.
Sundin, no. Wozlowick.
Wozlowick, no.
Wozlowick, no. Gomez.
Gomez, no.
Gomez, no.
The clerk will close the roll. There being 59 ayes and 70 nays, the motion does not prevail. Announcements. Representative Winkler.
Madam Speaker, I move that when the House adjourns today, it adjourns until 12:15 p.m. Wednesday, March 10th, 2021.
Representative Winkler moves that when the House adjourns today, it adjourns until 12:15 Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. The motion prevails. Representative Winkler.
Madam Speaker, I move that the House do now adjourn.
Representative Winkler moves that the House do now adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. The motion prevails. The House stands adjourned until 12:15 Wednesday, March 10th, 2021.